Hey guys.
Well, Adam, you set the platform early, but how disappointing was it to finish with 42 tackles in a game of footy?
Yeah, we spoke about that. It was a little bit about what they were doing with the ball. Like, we gave up way too many uncontested marks. We sagged off a little bit, which they took our pressure away by doing that with the ball. But our pressure wasn't to standard. In the first half, I thought we put up a reasonable fight. Like, I thought we could have been further in front. A few of our skill execution and decision making out of our back end, bit of undiscipline, a couple of undisciplined acts, a 50-metre penalty goal and a reverse free kick, things you can't defend. Bit frustrating, but yeah, when you look at the tackle numbers, it was way too low, and it's not to standard, and it's not us.
Young group, 5-day break. They look tired to you? Do you think they dropped away with their intensity?
Yeah, well, it's a hard one. We've had 3 games in 11 days, and we spoke about that after the game, but I didn't want to use that as an excuse. But we do have young players that would never have dealt with that, and a few of our younger boys did look like our small forwards are expected to put a lot of pressure on and energy and spirit, and we just looked a step off at times. But to their credit, in the last quarter, we've had a couple of games this year when our third quarter hasn't been up to standard, and the fourth quarter's just got away from us. For us to put up a spirited fight in that last quarter, we know what the occasion is, we know the responsibility we've got to play in this game, and how privileged we are. We owed it to our fans to obviously finish the right way, and to their credit, we kicked 4 or 5 goals in the last quarter. We've done that a couple of times now, so yeah, it was nice to finish off with a bit of spirit, which was all I can ask.
How hard is Max Gordon to stop when he's on?
Yeah, well, obviously I've worked with him, and but to Nank's credit, the first half would have been a great battle to watch. I thought Nank would have been in our best players in the first half. They tore it away, and they obviously respect each other highly. And Gordon's in great form. He's had a couple of really good games in a row now. And their centre bounce in the third quarter really took the game away from us. So we'll look at that, and that's not obviously just Nank's responsibility. We've got midfielders in there that a couple of little failures here and there. We know where their talent is, and that's in their midfield. And their good players played really well in that quarter, and that wasn't good enough, and something we're really disappointed about.
I mean, when the team gets a run on like that in the third quarter, it was just like one-way traffic. I mean, when you're in the coach's box, it's almost like you feel almost helpless when you're pulling levers. Nothing just seems to be working.
Yeah, and the hardest thing is when you're losing territory. Like, we lose the quarter 15-7, and I think it was 15-3 at one stage. So when you're losing the territory battle, they've got a really good midfield. But then we're giving up scores from our back half, and we gave up turnovers that we couldn't defend behind. So it was a double-edged sword in that third quarter, which was really frustrating. And like I said, it's not the boys weren't trying. Their pressure went up. Their pressure was through the roof, and to credit to them, their third quarter would have been some of the best footy they've played. So we didn't handle it that well. But like I said, the response in the fourth quarter as a coach is all I can ask. And today they were just too good.
Was it tough? It was such an onslaught, obviously, in their part of the ground. Obviously, Bolter was so good last week, but did you find it really hard without him, that presence in that part of the ground with that onslaught going on?
Oh, yeah, we could miss him because he's such a talent. But Campbell Gray comes into the game, he took a nice little one-hander and looked at home. I think he's played one game at the MCG at VFL level, and the exposure he got today against a good team and dealing with that momentum would have been great for him. So, obviously not having Noah was disappointing, but like I said, all along we had an opportunity to play a young player, and he gets to play in front of 80,000, whatever it was there tonight, and a lot of our boys would have got a fair bit out of that, playing in a big crowd, big moment, different lead in. So that's just growth that will be better for in the long run.
How frustrating was that after quarter time when you kick 3 or 4 goals in a row, taking the lead, then you have the 50-metre penalty that takes them to the goal square, and then I think it was Nick Floston gives one straight up as well out of the back half.
Yeah.
How frustrating is that when you have those sort of setbacks when you put yourself in that position?
Yeah, well, as a coach, it's frustrating, but you just feel for the players because they're working so hard. So, like I said, there's some execution issues in that quarter, or we gave up too many goals from our back 50. 50-metre penalties. At times it is hard because it was cribbing back off the mark and things like that, but just an undisciplined act, like things you can't defend behind. just make it really hard, and you can lose spirit. So I thought in our third quarter, our spirit and energy dropped, our communication dropped, and we lost our way around stoppage. So we'll learn from that. As I've said all along, we're going to have some bumps along the road, and there'll be some quarters where we struggle, and that third quarter really, it was magnified today. So, but like I said earlier, the response I thought in the last quarter was okay.
What did you make of the Rioli off the ball free kick to Bowie? I mean, did you think there was much in it? And was it a pretty crucial part of the game as well? What were your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, well, to be fair, I didn't see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened, and you look at it, and we're trying to, and they're doing the same. Or you're trying to block Fernank, and you're trying to help. They're trying to help Gorney out, and yeah, I think there was just, I don't know what was in it, but like I said, it's just disappointing for the players because they are trying really hard.
When you reflect on the week, how much of a distraction or impact on the week did the Noah Walter situation from Tuesday play?
Well, in the end, we had a short week. I think it was more around the amount of games we played in 3 days, three games in 11 days. I think it was more of a distraction or tougher for our players to handle than Noah. A short week, the game was on us pretty quickly, so yeah, I don't think it was a distraction for our players, but like I said, he's a great player. He played really well last week, and we missed him, so it'd be good to get him back in next week.
Any injuries tonight?
No, we got through unscathed, which is good. So, yeah, we ended up subbing Campbell Gray out just to get a different look, and Tom Brown got an opportunity to rest. We had to pick someone. A couple of our younger boys were flagging a little bit with playing those 3 games. So yeah, Brownie was the unlucky one today. So to get him back into the game, it was just more tactical, not injury, which is nice.